Hi everyone, me again. Sorry for the voice, I've got a bit of man flu at the moment, so if you can put up with that, we'll carry on. So I want to do a video on connecting one of these, which is a Sonoff Mini. This is a small Wi-Fi smart switch that would sit behind a light switch or a small enclosure. Quite a small little device. It normally runs on Sonoff's own EWI-Link firmware, but I want to connect this to my Vera hub. So I've got one of these, a Vera Secure, which is a ZWave hub. So typically I'd have ZWave devices connected to that, which cost an absolute fortune. So they're sort of about £40 each. For a Vera switch, which is good. It's a mesh network, so very reliable and confirms back to the hub when devices are switched on and off. So they are very good. But a Sonoff Mini you can pick up for about £7 to £10. So if you can make that work with your Vera ZWave hub, then you can save yourself a lot of money. So you can do that. It's relatively easily done. First thing you want to do is flash this with something like Tasmota firmware. Very easy to do. I might do a video on that, but there are so many videos out there. You may as well just have a look and do that yourself and then come back to this video. So this is Tasmota. It's an open source firmware. Once you flash a device with this, you can control it using MQTT. It's got its own web UI. You can control it with HTTP commands, so super versatile. Flashing it's really easy. And then once you've got this on, you can then integrate that to your Vera hub. So first of all, once you do flash it with Tasmota, this is the web UI. So you would just navigate to the IP address of your flashed Sonoff device, and this is what you're presented with. So you can hit the toggle, switch that device on and off, and there's a whole bunch of other information which I'll do videos on in the future. So once you've flashed it, the next thing you want to do is head over to your Vera hub, go to the web interface. So you want to go over to apps and then install apps. In the search bar, type HTTP and press search, and you'll find an app called Virtual HTTP Devices. Click on the details. You can see I've already installed that, so you just need to go ahead and install. Once you've done that, head over to My Apps and then search for that device. So then click on details. You can see here there's a list of all the instances of that I've already installed. So all you need to do is say to create an instance. So just I'll do one here as an example. So create another. So then that will create a HTTP virtual switch on my dashboard. So if I go to devices, and then go to no, there's an unnamed device here, so that's being installed. So here we go, virtual devices, and then you need to then program that to send HTTP commands to that Sonoff Tasmota flashed device. So if you go into the settings, go to advanced. So in here, you start to fill in the details. You need to fill in the IP address, which you can get from your router, and we'll do that in a second. And then there are a number of variables that you need to fill out as well. So I'll come back and show you how to do that. So if I go to one that I've already installed, which is in my front garden. So front garden wall lights, these are controlled by a Sonoff Mini with Tasmota, and I'll just show you what I've put in here, and you can just do the same. So in advanced settings, I've put my IP address, which you can see here. So for me, that's 192.168.1.70. To find that out, if I'm in my ASUS router here, if I go to my client list, it'll list all my devices. If I just look for my where is it, front garden wall lights, there we are. So there's the address. I fixed the IP address, so that will be the same every time. I recommend you do the same. So then go back to the Vera hub. So as I say, click on the device, in parameters, You first want to put the IP address on, then go into variables, and these are the ones you want to change. So the one that says set power URL, you need the IP address and then CM question mark, then CMND equals power, percentage 20 and on. I'll, if I remember, leave these links in the description so you can cut and paste. All you need to do is to change the actual IP address, because obviously that will be different on your own network. Next one is set toggle. Again, IP address, CM question mark command equals power and 20 and toggle this time. Again, I'll leave a link in there. Next one, set update meters URL. Same format. You want the IP address, CM question mark command equals power. Leave all these as is. Then the last one you want to do is the set power off URL. Same format, HTTP 192.168.1.70 or your specific IP address, CM question mark command equals power, percentage 20 and off this time. Once that's done, just back out and save, and that will work. So I'll just give you a quick demo of how that might work. So if I go back, so here we go, front garden, we're looking at that. If I go to the Tasmota's own, so that's there. So if I just turn that off, go back to my Vera hub, and then if I click on, so that will now send the HTTP command to that device. If I go to this, to the Tasmota, you can see that that's now on. Go back, turn that off, give that a second, go back to Tasmota, and that's off. So that's really simple, and big thank you to the guys over at Vera Community for developing that app and releasing it, which means you can now take a very cheap Wi-Fi controlled Sonoff device, £7 to £10, flash that with the Tasmota firmware, description over here, give yourself a nice web interface, but most importantly, you can integrate that into your Vera unit, and away you go. So much cheaper than a Z-Wave device. The only difference will be you can control this from here quite easily on and off commands, but as a Wi-Fi device rather than a Z-Wave device, it is not going to send a command back to the hub to confirm that it is either on or off. There is a workaround for that, and you can set up within the Tasmota web interface in the console how to report back and confirm the status to the Vera hub. I'll do that in a second video, but hopefully you find that quite useful and you can start integrating cheap Sonoff devices into your Vera smart home and have a really good cost-effective implementation. Hope that helps. If it does, please consider subscribing and even hitting that notification bell so you know when I drop the next video. Take care, everyone.